Hi everyone, welcome back to The Budget Sportsman. As you may be able to see, I'm back out here today on the 100-yard range to do some archery shooting. Now, if you're new to the channel, about 2 months ago, I posted a video called Shooting 100 Yards for 100 Subscribers. I reached 100 subscribers and I decided to shoot 100 yards with my bow. Since that time, I've actually grown to over 400 subscribers, so thank you for all of you who have joined in the last couple of months. So in the last video, I was shooting this Hoyt Charger. It's set up at 60 pounds, 28-inch draw length, and sending my arrows out there about 250 feet per second. So it's not a super fast, flat shooting bow to shoot out to 100 yards. So the only thing I'm going to change about today's video is I'm going to change my sight. In the last video, I was shooting a 5-pin Trophy Ridge React sight set up from 20 to 60 yards. So anything beyond 60, I was purely guessing, holding high, and all that kind of thing. And I mentioned I would love to try it with a single pin sight set up to actually shoot out to 100 yards. And one of my subscribers, his name is Silvio, his YouTube channel is called Madman Deal With It. He said he would be willing to send me an older single pin sight that he had, and he sent it out to me completely free. So thank you, Silvio, for that. And I'm going to try to set this up to shoot 100 yards today. Now, the only thing I've discovered is it doesn't have a ton of sliding range, especially for the speed that my bow is shooting. So I'm probably not going to be able to set it up all the way from 20 to 100 yards. I'm going to have to probably set it up a little bit differently. It's going to take me some time to do that. So I'm going to go do that now, and I'll get back with you in just a minute. All right, so here I am. I'm back with you. I spent some time playing with this single pin sight, and I have to say it's a lot of fun. It's my first time ever shooting a single pin sight. I kept catching myself thinking, now what pin do I need to use here? And then remembering, oh yeah, I don't need to do that. I just need to adjust my slider. So it's been a lot of fun. Now, one of the things I found out is because my bow is not super fast and because this slider doesn't have a lot of range, I've found out that I'm bottomed out at 80 yards. So I've got it adjusted down as far as it goes, and I've got the slider adjusted down as far as it goes, and I'm pretty much right on at 80 yards. That's really fun though, because I've never been able to shoot a pin at anything further than 60, so that's really fun. But that does mean I'm going to have to do some guesswork still at 100 yards. What I've done, hopefully you can see this, is I've taken and put some tape on the sight post right here and put another little dot right there. So hopefully it's going to be kind of a big dot. It's not going to be a real precise aiming point, but hopefully it will still get me to be pretty close to being on at 100 yards. I've got a balloon on the target up there, so let's see what we can do at 100 yards. We'll have to look at the other camera, but that looked like it was about that much above the balloon. So hey, doing good. Might just need to make a couple adjustments. Well, I was actually wrong about that last shot. Both of them were high, about 9 to 12 inches. Left and right, not bad for the distance though. So I made an adjustment to my slider, and let's see if we can get it done this time. Ooh, that was way off. That was definitely me though. Oh, that was close. Left and right was perfect. If I'd have been just a couple of inches higher, that would have been perfect. I don't know if I need to adjust it or just that's probably me. Let me take another shot. See how close I get. Oh man. I don't know where that shot was, but I watched the arrow all the way in and I thought for sure it was going to hit. Well guys, those last two shots, left and right, were perfect. They were just a touch low. The one was only a couple of inches low. I'm going to make a tiny little adjustment here and see if I can't pop that balloon this time. Seriously. Wow, I'm just on both sides of it. I am determined to hit this thing. I am so close, but I just cannot hit it. Still feel like I'm averaging a little low, so I'm going to bump this up just a touch and see if we can't knock it in there. This is ridiculous. Woo! Finally! That one felt good. I just watched it sail all the way in, and I actually saw it before I heard it. That was crazy. That was cool. All right, I might go put another balloon up and see if I'm actually dialed in now. Well, I'm super pumped that I hit it once. I put two balloons up there. I have 2 arrows. I need to wrap this video up. I want to hit at least one more. If I could hit both of them, that would be sweet. I'm not holding my breath. Let's see. And again. Finally, balloon 2 popped. Finally. I can tell you that tiredness is playing a factor. Not just the amount of shooting, but walking back and forth, getting winded a little bit. And that's definitely playing a factor at this point. All right, I got one more balloon up there, one more arrow. Let's finish this video out. I cannot believe that just happened. I've been shooting and shooting and shooting and shooting, trying to hit balloons. And up until this time, I had only hit one balloon, and I just hit 2 for 2. I am so stoked. Let me wrap this video up with a few thoughts on single pin versus multi-pin, especially at long distance. Before I do, I want to thank Silvio again so much for sending me this sight. Absolutely free, just sent it to me, said I could have it to do this test. I'm gonna pay it forward, and I'm about ready to send this sight off to a young 7-year-old girl who broke her sight and needs a new sight, and so I'm gonna pay it forward and send that off to her. Let me give you some thoughts about single pin versus multi-pin. This sight, unfortunately, still didn't give me the exact experience I wanted of being able to use a pinpoint dot at 100 yards. I was using that mark on tape, and it was so big that it would cover up the whole balloon. It just didn't give me a good reference. Even though I hit the balloon a few times, I really think I would have been able to do a lot better had I been able to use a fine pin at that distance. There were also some other factors as far as the sight housing size on this didn't match up with my peep the way I'm used to. So there's certainly a learning curve with the whole process. However, I will say that from what I experienced with it at 70, 80 yards, and even what I was doing at 100 yards, if you really want to shoot out to 100 yards, you need to be able to have a slider pin that's adjustable, especially if you want to do things like long range 3D that might be 95 yards or 97 yards or 103 yards, where you'd be able to adjust down to some more precise yardages. With my bow, the drop is crazy, and just moving a step forward or backward can really change where I'm hitting. However, I've been shooting multi-pin sights since I started hunting when I was 12. That's coming close to 20 years now, and I'm just not quite ready to give that up. I definitely see the benefits of multi-pin sights. Where I hunt, most of my shots are going to be under 30 yards. I've never taken a shot at a deer over 30 yards with my bow. And so, you know, there might be an advantage there if the speed was right of using a single pin sight and setting it at 25, 27 yards and being fairly flat shooting and just have that one pin for all of your shooting. I could see that advantage. I don't know that my bow is quite fast enough for that. So I'm going to stick with my multi-pin. I have my 20, my 30, 40, 50, 60, and I can gap shoot. I do love shooting long distances. So if I was going to do it more often, especially like long range 3D and that kind of thing, I would definitely consider getting a multi-pin slider that had the range to give me all the way from 20 to 100 yards. Probably would require a little bit faster bow though. Hey, listen, either way, this was a wonderful time. I really enjoyed getting outside shooting. Thank you for coming along with me. I hope you enjoyed the video. I hope that you will get outside and do something enjoyable out in God's creation today.